Hi, this is Brian from Enlightenspeed, and this is our last bite-sized tutorial for Agnostik. Today we're covering the menu features and preferences. We'll start from our default patch, the classic 135 major, C major. Gonna set the bank to C#1. There we go. And then we're going to change the preset just kind of randomly, and then next we shall press the bounce to MIDI button. We'll clear the warning, just hit OK at the warning screen. It's just there to remind you that the defined chords can't be dynamic the same way that interval chords are. So once we have our MIDI chord on the screen, we can now get access to the functions menu. But unfortunately, the screen recorder that we use, OBS, doesn't actually capture pop-up menus. So you should probably have Agnostik opened while I go through these, just so you can see which functions I'm actually talking about. Shouldn't be too difficult though, most of them are fairly self-explanatory. For example, the plus-minus functions that are available for all notes, all velocities, and all probabilities. With these, you simply select the function, and then you click on the plus minus as you desire, if that's what you're doing. For notes, it just transposes things up. For velocities, it will simply just either reduce or increase the velocities of all the notes by 1, just by clicking on the plus or minus buttons. We then have further plus minus functions where you can change notes by an octave, or velocities and probabilities, you can change them by plus or minus 10. You can see we also have randomize functions, which are separate for the notes, the velocities and the probabilities, and there's also a randomize all function down towards the bottom of the list. And then next we have our to X functions. These are quite specific. What I'm just going to randomize the velocities first, and then what the to X function will allow you to do, it allows you to set a specific value for either one velocity or probability. So let's just suppose I wanted to make it 45 for the velocities. Then we dial it into one of these, doesn't matter which one, and we select the all velocities to X, click on the X, and there we go, all of them are now 45. So you simply hit the X trigger and all the active notes in the chord will be set to that value. Now further down the list, the functions get a little bit more interesting. We have our optimize function, which will remove duplicates and then sort the chord into ascending order of the note numbers. Then the next function after that is quantize to scale. What this will do, it will place the note numbers at their nearest positions within the currently active scale. So if you're set to the major scale, then it will just keep them where they are if you're already on a major chord. In this case, we've moved it a couple about, so let's just see what happens. Just set to quantize, hit go, and those two top notes, which were D#2 and A#2, are now D2 and A2. Simple as that. The clear note function will remove the targeted note from the scale altogether. And then lastly, our inversion function. This allows you to move up and down through all the lists of possible inversions for that chord. So that's the functions. The preference page at this point just simply deals with some available options to give a bit of extra control to the parameters of the functions menu. And again, they're fairly self-explanatory. We've included some range controls for the randomizer functions. Over here on the left, you've also got the choice of whether or not the optimize function will remove duplicates, which you might not always want it to do because you might be doing some kind of complex arpeggiator kind of thing with it. And you've also got the options for whether or not the randomize and the to X functions will ignore certain values, basically for those values that amount to being initialized states. So in other words, if the note or the velocity is already at 0 or a probability is at 100. So that is us. That is all the functions for version 1 of Agnostik. We shall return and show you some more new tricks and useful methods for actually using Agnostik at some point in the near future. But for now, thanks once again for watching this video. We shall see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.